Hello, Community Bible Church. It's Pastor Joel, and I wanted to make a special video today concerning the book that we handed out on Sunday that Crossway was nice enough to send us here, which is Gentle and Lowly. And so we still have a few more copies left in the lobby. If you didn't get a chance to grab this book, it's completely free. Crossway was nice enough to send it to us for free. And so that is a gift now for you. I encourage you to grab a hold of it and just make it part of your summer reading program. Charles Spurgeon famously said that you should visit many good books, but live in the Bible. And this is a good one, though, to visit along with the Bible as well. But we're going to be making some short videos that just go along with the various chapters in the book here. And so most of the time will probably be me, but then there will also be some of the other staff members as well that will be making some short videos here for you as well. Hopefully it'll just be a way for you to engage, and then also leave any comments or questions or points of disagreement or points of agreement or amens down in the comments there for each other, just to respond and have a good conversation there as well. But in the very first chapter, you saw there that it asks a question really of how would you describe Jesus? How would you describe him? If you could just choose to describe him in just a few words, what would that be? Well, in reality, probably a good place to start is looking at how did Jesus describe himself, right? Because in the book points this out in the very first pages here, that out of all four of the Gospels, there's really only one time where he describes himself or describes his heart very directly there. And for many of us, if we were to answer that question of, okay, how would I describe Jesus? A lot of us would say, well, he is loving, right? Or he is holy, he is just, he is righteous. And all of those are good and accurate and wonderful answers. But the way that Jesus described himself actually in Matthew chapter 11 is gentle and lowly, as you might expect based on the book, right? But that is who he is, and that is how he wanted to convey himself. That is how he pictured himself. Now, for us, we might not always have a good picture of who we are. We might describe ourselves as a good and loving person, and everybody else might not. But we know with Jesus, he obviously had the perfect view of himself because he is imperfect every single way. And this is an accurate description of who he is. And furthermore, this is what he wanted to convey to his followers at that time. This is obviously coming out of Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30. And it says, "Come to me, all who labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So he's inviting us to come to him, all who are heavy laden and burdened down. And that's every single one of us. At a certain point, at least in our life, we will all feel burdened and heavy laden here. And so what do we do with that? Well, we're supposed to come to Jesus. He invites us to come to him in this moment that we need him the most. See, because God designed us in such a way that we were not able to carry all the burden and all the stress and all the worry in this life. He designed us that we would need to go to him. And so don't try to carry all of that yourself. You were not made to be able to do that. But rather we come to him, and he is gentle and lowly, meaning that we can approach him, that he is not sitting ready to condemn his own children, but rather he is sitting there wanting to invite us in and saying, I understand. I am your high priest. I know what it is like to be a man. I understand those burdens. I understand all of that. So come to me. And he says, my burden is easy. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. And that doesn't mean that life is going to be easy if we come to him. We know that. But rather what it is, and that we've seen that picture before with the yoke, is whenever two oxen come alongside each other, then it shares the load. And so Jesus now is saying, I will carry that load for you. I will help carry that burden there. And so it takes the pressure off of us and instead places it back on Jesus. And he's saying, that is where it ought to be. I am strong enough to carry that for you. You just have to come alongside and walk with me here. And that's really what I got out of that first chapter, is just a good reminder of who Jesus is and who he wants us to know he is somebody that is gentle and lowly to heart. And so because of that, we can come to him. We can find our rest in him. We can find our peace in him. We don't have to be scared, but rather as a good and loving father, as a good and loving brother, he is right there beside us and saying, come to me. I am here. I am here. I designed you to need me, so come to me and I will help carry that for you. So that's what I have for you guys. Let me know what you got out of that first chapter in the comments below, and look forward to seeing you again.